Nate is a big advocate for sim racing and how easy it is to transfer over to the track, which makes a lot of sense coming from a dude with a cheat code build. Don't worry, folks. It's just his opinion, which coincidentally, like an LS, everybody has one. However, not everybody. However, not everybody has his taste in cars, so there's still hope in the car community for some style. Speaking of style, Dashing Dawson over here, as we all know, has great style, but not so great speed. I would be a lost soul too if I was always trying to catch up with my friends. I'd say prove me wrong, but you guys' cars have been so down for so long, you had to start a podcast to be relevant.
Wow, that was good.
Very good.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. That was good.
All right. Anyways, welcome back to the #1 Drift Podcast on YouTube. I'm Dawson.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Hunter.
Let's get into it. So, socials. So, on TikTok, Instagram, we're doing shorts, of course. On there, we just unloaded another LZ one. And
Y'all motherfuckers.
everybody cries.
They love them things, man. They get in the comments and talk like they hate, but they like them.
Dude, it's one of those things where like you love to hate him and you hate to love him. Like,
But that's not like, dude. Nah, fuck it. I'll just say it now. So I love LZ. Yeah. I want him to win. I have watched every single video that he has. All of them. I'm a huge LZ fan, but they get mad when you like point out the facts. That's like that's like if I was to get mad at my buddy because he pointed out I have a beer belly. What the fuck? I'm not going to get mad about that. I'm like, you right, I do. I need to get in the gym. And that's the end of it. It's not going to be a big pissing contest. The other part I was going to say and go off about was the fact that LZ is like one of the forefront people at drifting. And this is like it or not, this is a drift podcast. So we're going to fucking talk about him. Why people get mad that we're talking about somebody that is at the very front of drifting is beyond me. I don't even understand it. But I'm sorry. I just had to get that out of the way. I saw like fucking 2,500 comments of people just going off. You don't like LZ. You don't know anything about him. And that's not true. That's not true. I've watched every video. I've bought merch. I've done all the stuff. And for people to throw a big fit, it gets on my nerves, right? You don't know anything about me. All you know is what we put in 7-second reels.
Yeah, you didn't know that he had a picture of him hung in his bedroom. Like it's not a big deal. It's fine.
I got his head on a Ron Swanson poster.
Yeah.
God damn.
Getting into it.
Dude, we're
son.
not even like, what is it? Well, this has been recording for 10 minutes, but we're not even 5 minutes into the podcast. But let's see if this is the right one. We got sound effects.
Yeah.
Nice. They're cheesy, but we'll get some better ones in there. But back to what I was saying, social platforms. Instagram, TikTok, go check us out. And then all audio platforms as far as the major ones, still Apple, Spotify, Samsung, fucking Google, so on and so forth. Don't really care about the minor ones right now. But this is Hunter, the Dorito Drifter.
A little bit, I guess. I've built basically the same engine 3 times, 3 slightly different ways. As 13B, big turbo, E85. No hard numbers on what it was actually pushing.
Rowdy though.
Rowdy as
I wrote
shit.
in it.
Like,
It's rowdy.
I actually have Dawson on film saying, "Holy fuck, this thing is rowdy."
If I can find it, I'll put it in there.
I'll send it to you because it's here.
He's got it.
I'm sure it's my
Yes.
favorite in-car footage, dude. Like, it's so good.
I wasn't expecting it, like genuinely.
No,
It
because
sounds
like,
cool. It's like it's moderately fast, but dude, it's a whole fucking experience.
there's one way to drive it, and that's with your foot all the way down. Like, you can't undercommit. That's what I like about drifting rotaries. Like, you have to drive hard. You can't pussyfoot it. Like, if you're not committed to it, buy an LS. Like, you got to be committed. And don't get me wrong. Nate'll make it seem Nate'll make it seem like I'm not actually an LS guy. I love all engines. I think they all deserve our love. But on the real note, like, rotaries are just rowdy to drive. Like, I've never had a car make my hand shake until I drifted the rotary after it was turboed. It was it was the first time we turboed it. It was pretty moderate, like really safe tune, but just how hard you had to drive it was nuts. And then when it bit in, like when the suspension sagged just enough to bite up, it got crazy fast, like wicked fast sideways compared to what I was used to. Because like I came from a turbo 5.0 Miata, like that thing couldn't hook up to save its life. It was a showpiece, you know, like
It was a cool car.
it was a cool. It was a cool car.
It still lingers around social media every
Big
once
flex
in a while.
car. for
Yeah, it's
sure.
only been sold like 5 times, you know, like it was my baby. It was what I wanted it to be. Not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. Like, that's cool. But
That could be the name of my autobiography.
it really could.
God
Not
damn,
everybody's
it
cup of tea. It's your whole life, really.
I know.
But yeah, no. So that's I don't know. That's what I do. I like everything. But I have had my fair share of rotaries and broken a lot of them easily.
I mean, at least they're only 3 pieces.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
also like easy on stuff though. So
So
fair.
I don't know if it's all right with you. I'm going to skip down to this. Can you break down in like, because we can put pictures up, but it's not, we don't have a video stuff. So can you break down the differences for rotary than a piston engine for the audience a little bit? Just like, not, it doesn't have to be super complex, but just kind of like
you're trying to get me hated on the internet here. That's what you're trying to do.
No, I just
No, just
No,
explain.
explain it.
I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you.
take a bag of chips, you put it in the
No, yeah. So like they call it a Dorito engine because it doesn't have pistons. It has what's called a rotor, and it looks like a triangle, and it spins inside of an oval. It's got no valves. It's got nothing like that. That's just what it is. It's really just a super efficient vacuum. Like that's all I can explain it as. Piston engine, piston go up and down. Rotary engine, rotor rotate. That's the best of that I got.
Okay. So,
Dorito spins. Just picture that.
okay. So here's a good one. What's the reason that people, because you see the rotary guy, he's always in skinny jeans, a black shirt. He's at the pump. He fills his car up, and then he gets out and he does some science with some oil. Can you explain pre-mixing for the audience and why you would do that?
So basically, like you don't have rings and stuff, right? So the parts that keep the oil out have to be lubricated to keep everything from getting scraped. Well, the apex seals have nothing to lubricate them except for the fuel. So you have to pre-mix the fuel with 2-stroke oil, essentially.
And there's no factory solve-all for that?
There is. So factory, they come with an oil injection pump.
It's still on my FC.
Okay.
Everything from the factory
so
still there.
factory, they have one that
Yeah.
pumps it into the intake runners, essentially, while the engine is running, and it just uses it over time, and you have to refill it and keep sure that it's up, you know.
It's like a DEF thing. It's
Yeah.
secondary.
Yeah.
It's secondary, yeah. So not a greatly efficient system from the factory. It's why rotaries have really such a bad name from the factory. Don't get me wrong. Rotary is not a 200,000 mile engine. I don't care what anybody says.
Like 80, right?
Yeah, like 80 is pretty respectable.
That's a lot.
I feel like that's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I know performance builds that are piston driven engines that never make it that far. You know,
Shark Car would never go 80.
no, there's no freaking way, man.
Never.
Like, I'm sorry, but most of us just can't build a piston engine that'll do that for that long. But
Right.
we expect it out of something that's not like everything else. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of unfair. But
I agree.
yeah, no. So, anyways, like the oil injection pump, you delete it because it's so inefficient, and then you pre-mix it just like you would a 2-stroke bike because they share a lot of similarities to how a 2-stroke runs in the like retrospect of how the metal interacts with each other.
Sure.
Lost my train of thought.
Why premix?
Yeah.
2 strokes and rotaries share a lot of similarities.
Yeah, so like you gotta mix the ratio to the gallons of gas that you run. So like it's a lot easier on a bike because it's really no worse than like 3 gallons ever, right? But an RX-7 has a 18.5 gallon tank. Yeah, it's a lot.
Damn, that's a lot.
It's a lot. That's why they have.
I really didn't know that.
That's
I
why
didn't
they
know
have
that
such bad fuel slosh issues because the tank is so damn big and there's no baffling in it. There's like one baffle that shrouds the bottom of the fuel pump. That's it. So like if you hang, let's see, it's on the back left. Yeah. So like if you if you're going like super hard right in a drift. I think it's right. I don't remember. It's been so damn long since I've driven my car.
I know you're big.
It'll fuel
we haven't
starve.
driven. It's like, when the last time you drove?
It'll fuel starve. So like, I'd like to start this by saying Brennan won fair and square. But when we did the like King of the Hill or whatever at Clarksville, Clarksville, when I came down the hill and I like switched back and I straightened for a second, it's because I fuel sloshed like super hard coming back down the bottom hoop of the hill.
Oh,
because that slung all my fuel to the right side.
Right. Yeah,
dude, and it's just like that was it. Like it just
yeah.
And then like straightened up, fuel sloshed back, and we got fire and like took back off. So like yeah,
okay,
big tank.
Well, what would you say are like some pros and cons of owning a Rotary
pros
for drifting, I guess?
Fanboys everywhere. For real. Like you don't even have to try.
It's all style.
I'm serious. Like I drove it to work one day and this was before like it even looked halfway presentable. I mean, it was one color, but like golly, it had just been through a drift event and like everything was jacked up because it was the mid pond event.
Mud pond.
Yeah, it's got nicknamed the Dirt Dauber after that.
Dude, did
so
you
muddy.
see that they put asphalt down?
I did see that. A big
Sick.
excitement. Good job, Mid Pond. I can't wait to come back. Can't wait.
I want to take my car there so bad.
Dude, it's seriously like one of the
You've never been there? Oh,
No.
that's right.
Dude, I'm not even. When I say that I have like 350 laps on
I'm
Mid
sure,
Pond,
dude. Me too.
It's just on Aceto.
Yeah.
I've driven it a lot, dude.
It's the only.
Listen, I have fallen asleep drunk playing my racing sim, driving Mid Pond in my car.
Dude,
for real.
I fully believe that. That's my favorite. Other than like the parking garage kart track, that's my favorite track to drift. Is Mid Pond. I'll run it all day long because it's my favorite track to drive in our area. Like it's technical. 100%. It's got one like super high speed corner if you really know how to hit it right.
Yeah.
And it is a blast to drive because it's just super technical. Everybody down there is pretty cool. Like there's a lot of different people that come around, so you get to see a lot of different builds and stuff every time you go.
Michael S.
There's normally a lot of cool builds out there.
Yeah, like the dude that's got the I'll shout out one dude real quick. Got the like tube chassis Miata, looks like a shark. He goes there all the time, dude, and that guy shreds that thing. Like it's awesome. Yeah. So like you just see a lot of cool stuff in Mid Pond. I think that place is great. The spring break event, always, dude. If my car is running, I would quit my job if I had to go to spring break, dude. Like that is my favorite driving event I've ever
We don't quit jobs around here. We just tell them fuck them. And we just
yeah. It's not quitting. It's leaving and coming back. We've both done it several times. It's
yeah. That's literally what I do all the time. They're like, you can't have vacation. I was like, well, I wasn't asking for vacation. I was just telling you when I was and wasn't going to be here. So I'll see you later.
Well, I feel like there was an original question and that we got way away from it. What was it?
Just pros and cons. It doesn't matter.
Pros and cons.
What make Rotary good? What make bad?
Okay, Rotary really nice for track. Rotary nice on track because go very fast. No, so like honestly, like I really I love driving Rotaries. Like it honestly, I got into Rotaries at a weird time. I was starting to like just get bored. And I think it was because I was so burnt on having like the world's most reliable V8 in a lot of old dudes' minds, which is a 302.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I couldn't keep that thing running to save my life, which was partially because I tried to tune it myself, and I can't tune.
Me either.
Yeah, no. So like I was feeling really burnt out when I got into it, and I was needing something like fresh, and I just went and like I made this joke with Zach and I was like, yo, dude, you should let me buy your ARG-7. And finally I wore him down. He was like, my wife said I should get rid of it. So come over and look at it. So naturally I went and looked at it and I didn't even like have any money, you know? So like I go to get it and drove it once around the block. It was NA, not even turbo yet. Slow as shit. Like terrible.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Terrible.
NA, they're awful.
But I did a donut in a cul-de-sac and I was sold. Like that was all I needed because of like the sound and the feel and the smell, dude. Like it's the whole package. It's the reason that all of us love power sports in one thing. And when you get into the turbo power of it, dude, like it ramps up so hard. It's like being on a runaway train. Like that's what it feels like. Like
yeah.
It's the only thing where I've been like, I might get whiskey throttle from grabbing the steering wheel too hard. Like it's weird, dude. Like you're in the drift and you're like, whoa, that was bad.
This is a good segue. Whiskey throttle. Okay, some of the people might not know. What do you do for a living?
I am actually a finance manager at a motorcycle dealership in Madison, Tennessee. Live, eat, breathe, and sleep. Shit that goes fast.
How long you been there?
I've been there just shy of 2 years now.
What's the name of it?
It's America's Motorsports.
There you go.
Nashville, Tennessee. We got 3 locations.
You want to buy anything? Go find Hunter.
You want to go fast? Come see me. I got lots of bikes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
How many cars do you have? And I mean in general, not just at my house.
Not just at your house. Yeah. So I have cars at 4 different properties. In Tennessee.
This is a joke,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no, this is serious. This is real life for me. Welcome to my struggle. I can't stop buying cars. So I have 2 at your house
No,
currently.
just
one
one.
just left. No, yeah, because I gave Caleb the other RX-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so had at 1.3 at Nate's house.
My house is big as fuck.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff there though. It's like a junkyard.
Not big as fuck like I'm rich.
messy.
Just,
No,
it's like
like
I have
big.
a lot of room
Yeah.
for projects. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Not really.
Make sure you clip that and make them hate me too, dog.
It's too messy to fit anything.
Motherfuckers.
Don't let him fool you. It's too messy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's going to come there tomorrow and weld some shit up. It's so messy.
All right, so we'll run through it real quick. I got
Saturday. I got to work.
I got
No, Sunday. I meant. Sorry.
I got an FC RX-7 at Nate's. I had him out of there, and I sold it, thankfully. I got my 1986 Corolla that I just picked up from a buddy of mine in Iowa. And then I've got Ford Galaxy. It's 1962 500. It's like caged and basically like a drag car. I've got my truck that I keep in my apartment complex, and then I feel like I'm forgetting one. I've sold so much stuff lately, I don't remember. I don't know. I've got 2 bikes too, and like a bunch of other crap, but none of it's at my house. Like I live in an apartment, and I have more projects I know what to do with. I have like 6 engines at Eric McCoy's house. Like it's
Jesus.
What
all engines
Fogelman's
is-
going to buy a 22R off you, right?
yeah. He's getting 2 of them off of me.
Dude, we're going to try. I think we're going to try and do
Turbo it, spin it to 9,500, and send it.
I don't know. Maybe. I think he's going to leave it alone, but I think we're going to do cantilever on the rear. He wants to do cantilever.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah,
Be very
I've always
cool.
wanted to do that on something
I also
like an open wheel car or something.
Yeah, it'd be very cool.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Which actually, which one of your cars would you consider your favorite right now? I could probably guess.
To be honest, it's the 86.
Yeah, that's
Very
what I
cool
figured.
car.
Dude, like,
tell them a little bit about it.
I'll try to make this long story short.
Yeah.
How you found it.
Yeah,
is crazy.
so like I got a Snapchat from a friend of mine back home in Iowa. Me and him have one of a few friends that I really stay in contact with like consistently, and he Snapchatted me and he was like, "Yo, do you know what type of Toyota this is?" And like
that's 100% true. I saw the Snapchat.
yeah, and at first I was like, "Oh, like I wrote it off because I thought it was like the next body style, the front wheel drive coupes." That like, and they look close to an 86.
Yeah, it's close.
Like at a distance, it can catch you off guard.
Yeah.
And then, so like, that's what I thought it was. And then I zoomed in, like I took a screenshot and I zoomed in and I could see the hatch.
You were like,
And dude,
oh,
I called him. I
shit,
called
son.
him and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, are you fucking with me right now? Don't be fucking with me right now. And like, he was like, no, dude.
freaking out too, bro.
He was like, no, what is it? And I was like, dude, that's a 1986 Corolla, dude. Like,
Oh, see, you
I
made it such
need
tougher
one of
stuff. I would
those,
have been like,
dude.
it's nothing. I'll buy it for $500 right now. I wouldn't actually do that. I'm
Nate doesn't scumbag his friends.
I'm
he's
not a
taking
piece of
care of
shit.
me.
It's a joke.
Nate is taking care of me like for a long time now. He's a good dude. Don't let my jokes
See,
fool you.
I want that better be a fucking reel, or I'm gonna riot right there at that, because the internet thinks I'm this.
Don't forget to
fucking
write
evil
it down
villain.
then.
Oh, fuck.
yeah.
Well, I haven't done the other
forgot last
episode
week.
yet.
If it's a big deal, he'll remember. If he doesn't, let the internet
I've
know.
sold like 9 cars this week. I've just been like,
Oh no, I know. I've been
Like
finding
all
the last
day.
the last episode that got posted. There was some pretty good ones in there, so I've been finding some. Obviously, the LZ one.
But yeah, no. So like, he reaches out to me, and he was like, "No, dude, like I don't know what it is." So I was like, "It's an A86 Corolla." Told him I was like, "Those things are like super hard to find. You might have a hard time finding parts if you're not already part of some like JDM pages and stuff like that." Because he's like I don't know, he likes American stuff, like he's got this badass Lincoln Town car. Like, dude, big
hard.
body, like dude, it's hardcore as shit. Like,
yeah,
it's awesome. He like put a diesel in it to try it.
really?
Just for the
Changed
fuck
it.
of
Yeah, like it's awesome. Like he's one of those dudes. He's like us,
Very cool.
So I told him, I was like, listen, man, if you ever sell it, let me know, because he told me that his grandparents gave it to him if he would get it out of their barn for him. They'd been like gutting deer over this thing, dude. Yeah. That's going to make half of you cry. They were gutting deer over the hood of an 86 Corolla for
that's awesome.
years. Like it took him 6 times of washing it with a pressure washer and a scrub brush to get everything off of it. And it's still like, there's still some parts of the car where I'm like it's just certain, there's some dirty spots on it still. Like it's crazy. But anyways, so he gets it out of the garage, right? Or out of the barn. And he starts working on it and he's like, man, this thing sucks. He's like, the rear ends like are so rusted, it's fused together. Like the engine's locked up because apparently whoever was driving it last put coolant in the oil. And locked it up. And so that's why they parked it exactly 15 years ago. And he just said he was fed up with it. And so he called me and he was like, yo, dude, do you really want to make me an offer on this thing? And I was like, yes, I'll do it right now. And he was like, no. He was like, think about it for a night. So like, okay, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. And like already in my head, I was like, this is the game plan. You know? Yeah. So like I messaged him.
Hunter had $2,203 and he's like, I'll give you $2,200 for it.
Like don't even have the gas to come get it. So I call him in the morning and I'm like, hey man, so here's the deal. You're one of like 3 people from back home that I invited to my wedding because we're trying to keep it small. Nothing against anybody. We're just trying to keep it small. And so I was like,
I'm going.
Yeah, Nate's one of my groomsmen. So yeah, he's got to buy a tux. He doesn't clean up well, in case anybody's wondering.
That's not true.
That's
not true at all. It's like
welcome
the only
to talk shit
at.
about Nate Day.
What the fuck? I'm the only one that has a bunch of nice dress clothes.
You're the martyr for internet trolls, just so you know.
I know.
You'll die here.
Probably. You'll die on this hill, bitch.
But anyways, so I call him and I'm like, hey dude, you know, I'm not going to offer you as much money as this thing is worth. I told him that, like straight up. I was like, but you're one of my best friends. This is a car that I've been dreaming about my whole life. It would mean a lot to me if you would like give me the homie hookup. I was like, I'll never ask you for another thing again. I'll pay for all of your drinks at my wedding. I don't care. Like it's open bar anyways. I'm already paying for the drinks. Like,
gotcha, bitch. Gotcha.
That needs to be one of the sound effects.
But like the deal was that like,
Dude, yes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I was like, listen, dude, I got $2,500 that I can give you for it. I knew what he had in it already. Like he had bought parts for it. He tried to get it fixed. He got an engine for it, you know, that wasn't locked up with a trans. Said he'd give me all of it. And I told him, I was like, I got $2,500. I can come get it in like 3 weeks and I'll hang out with you like when I'm up there and we can spend some time together. Cause it's been a long time.
Sure.
And he was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, dude, you're just like, for real, you're going to get offers for like $6,000 to $8,000 if anybody finds out you have it.
Yeah.
And he did. Like he got like, I think he said 70 different DMs after
Holy
posting
fuck.
it for what's 6 hours.
Does he have a thing? Do you want to plug him?
Nick Fairs, if you want to find him on Facebook. He really doesn't do too much on Facebook. Pretty solid dude. He's a family man. So doesn't do too much on the social media. But when he does, it's pretty cool. And he's got some good stuff for sale sometimes. Solid dude. If you ever buy anything from Nick Fairs, he's a solid dude.
Oh yeah.
So
Plug. Nice.
came up, hung out with him for the weekend.
That was the wrong one.
There we go.
Wait, I want to test the other ones. I don't remember what they are. Oh, the Dream.
Oh, that's vibey.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, that was convenient.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, sorry. Back to
So get up there, you know, I check it out and this thing is like, you know, pretty damn straight, man. Like it was, I mean, it's a rust bucket. It's from the Midwest. I'm from the Quad Cities of Iowa. We put so much salt on our roads. It's ridiculous. Like you drive on that road and you should probably see a doctor. I'm telling you, it's got that much salt on it. Like it's that bad.
That's wild.
So like, that's why the Midwest is so bad with rust and stuff. You get below that Mason-Dixon line, you're good. Right. So surprisingly, it didn't have as bad of rust as I anticipated. The strut towers apparently are like the number one place for rust on those things, or at least the most vital place to make sure it's fixed. This one wasn't terrible. The the coil perches were pretty jacked up, but the strut mounts were good. For the most part, still gonna repair a bunch of it, but
Sure.
For the most part, it's there. And And that's the part that the actual coilover kits that you'll use on an 86 go to, they don't even use the spring purchase. So I'll basically just be tubbing it and running the struts. But anyways, so like go up and get it, hang out with them for a weekend. Picked up another RD. I'm a cafe racer dude. I build bikes too. So I picked that up for my dad. Another barn find. We've been trying to get off family friend for a really long time. So it was a pretty epic weekend for me. You know, I got to take my beautiful fiance up with me, introduce her to everybody that I grew up with, get some cool shit from my hometown and bring it back to my new home base, you know.
Very cool.
Super excited about it. But like just being in that car, the vibe and the feeling that you get inside of it is just different.
Nostalgic.
Dude, it's so different. Like Nate's going to call me a purist for this, but I'm going to bring it up. The biggest thing for me for some reason about this car is what radio I'm going to put in it, and which is super weird for me. It's super weird for me because if anybody knows my past cars, they've got nothing in them. Like, I mean, if I could get away with not even running a seatbelt, I would do it. I would totally do it. Like,
dude, we've all gone to events with like a ratchet strap.
Oh yeah, you know? Like,
dude, I went out on track without a helmet at Clarksville once.
I think I
don't know how I
might
made
have
it
done
out
that.
Yeah, I disappointed Ryan Cavan greatly one day because like he texted me at Clarksville and he was like, "You're good, go out on track." I was like, "Okay, thanks." And then I messed up my car and I suck at wiring, so like he was gonna help me out because he's a G, you know. And he was like, looked in my car and he's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He's like, I text you, dude. You can't drive like that. And I was like, there's just like trash in the car, like tools and nails and stuff, like just random crap parts, like bottles of oil. It's fine. Like it's no big deal.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah,
I always had trash in mine.
I mean, it was like bad. Like it was.
He's mad at me.
It was
mine would go behind the
me.
seat. You couldn't see it as much. But
do you know that? He's mad at me. I got into it with some people and they were like ragging on my car, and I was just being a cunt on the internet.
Yeah.
And I called them fake car people, and dude, it fucking lit the internet on fire. Dude, they were so mad about it. And
that's
then
like the most offensive thing in our culture right now is like to be called a fake car person. Like dude, it's like a stab to the heart.
But it's like, okay, so
because there's so much fucking
dude, the argument, they all construe the argument. The argument was don't hassle someone that took their car apart in their own garage and built their own car when you didn't do that to yours. I don't have any hate in my heart for anybody.
Nor did you help.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, nor did you help.
You got no fucking sense.
I can call it a cheat code build because that car made me bleed.
Yeah, he's helped me on it. But I'm saying, like, when you hate on someone's car or you like talk shit about it or talk shit about that person, but you didn't build your car, I don't care what anybody says. You're not allowed to trash me.
Yeah,
you know, you need 700 horsepower to talk shit to me.
You see the problem is, like, you want to know what the real problem is with like the car community, in my opinion, dude. Y'all made it people made it a personality instead of a hobby, right? Like, I'm a car dude. I'll own that, right?
Yeah,
but like,
same.
I am not my car, bro. Like, you're not claiming anybody's heritage by keeping your 240 OEM. Like, it's stupid. I'm sorry. Like, if that's your thing, it's fine, but don't hate on people for doing what they want to do.
And I honestly, now that I say this, I think that that's part of the problem is that people think that the car, because it's got the name and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't name the car, for the record, right? Mm-hmm. Marco named it at the drift event. I didn't have anything. Dude, I think it's if you go back far enough, you can find stickers on the car that said habitual offender because I lost my license for a long time. Oh, yeah. That was going to be the name of the car.
That's why you're so good at sim racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so Marco named it Shark Car, and then fucking everybody just started calling it Shark Car, and now it's Shark Car.
So fitting.
And everyone, because it's like fitting now.
I got my Instagram handle from an Instagram follower. I posted the Miata, and he was like, "You should call this the Drip Missile." And I said, "I'll change my name." I'll change my name right now, and I did it, like, straight up.
That's awesome.
Some dude came up to me randomly, and like when I was in 6th grade, and said, "Just Kool-Aid Man. Your last name's Kula." I was like, honestly, fuck it, let's do it.
Like daily birth control right there. That's
dude,
yeah.
He'll say anything. You're fat. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Whatever you say.
You gonna get this away from me? No, I'm just kidding. All right. That's so true. That's really how I talk to kids.
It's like, I hate your kids.
You can ask Dawson. That's the truth. They'll like come over to me and I'll like look at the parent and I'll give them you better come get your kid before I talk to him. You know?
Before I teach them bad things.
Yeah. You want to know how to sit? No, never mind. Let's go to the next one.
It doesn't matter. I have to click not made for kids, anyways.
All right. So how did you get into cars? What was your first core memory about automobiles?
Oh man, that's
It's always a tough one.
that I know exactly what it is.
You never know where to start.
Yeah, so like my whole family is like into this shit, right? So like I've always been around it, but I didn't find my part of like cars until really I was like right around junior high, like 6th grade, junior high. We had recently discovered that we could drift go-karts before we knew what drifting was, right?
Yeah.
So like that was cool. And then Tokyo Drift came out or whatever. I watched it finally or whatever and thought it was cool.
Great movie.
Yeah, and then
People hate that movie. I like that movie.
This dude that I grew up around, I call him my brother. He's not actually related to me, but like super close dude to my family. He had an S2000, and this thing was like, dude, it was mint. It was great.
Yeah.
Like it was his baby. Like he was a bike dude like me. Like I pretty much, I'll be honest, I modeled myself after him. Like totally impressionable kid, but like
Hell
he was
yeah.
my idol, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like I worshiped this guy.
S2K motorcycle.
No, yeah, like what more? Like he had beautiful women around him all the time. Like, what do you ask for in life as like a young car dude? Like that's what you want. So like he had import cars and import bikes. So that's what I wanted. And when I was 15, we lost him to a motorcycle accident. And so like that's how I held on to him was the car stuff when I was younger. And it was like my way to continue to connect with him, I guess, in my mind. And it made it like cars are a pretty special thing to me because of that. Like not trying to be like weird or nothing, but like
no, that's not weird.
Like it's why I stuck with it for so long, and it's been what's gotten me through a lot of like really hard shit in my life, man. Like that's why I love cars. It gives me something to do, and like it's not hurting anybody. Like I like to think that I'm a good person, you know. Like I just want to do something that keeps me busy and makes me happy. Like, and that's cars.
Like, I've said a bunch of times to you that if it wasn't for cars, dude, I'd probably be on drugs.
I'd be lost. I'd be chasing some kind of different high. Like that's what it is. Like I'm an adrenaline junkie because I like things that make me feel different.
Yeah.
Right. So like for me, like I get in the car and like I was telling you, like when we rode in the RX-7, dude, like that feeling of just hanging on for your dear life. Like, dude, it gets me, man.
Yeah,
like it gives me a reason to wake up every day and deal with like other people's bullshit. Like
correct.
It gets me there, man.
Especially in sales.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So like S2000s always have a place in my heart. So I bought my first import was a Miata.
It's like a Dollar General S2000.
It is the Dollar General S2000, but it's still I would still love Miatas. They're great cars. I'm not owning another one, I promise. But I don't know, man. Like I love roadsters because of it. Like I based pretty much everything off of that. Like that's how it is, I guess. So yeah, that's where I got into cars.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, for whenever you go to the track, what are some major things you have to do to prep since it is a Rotary?
For me, I usually have to rebuild my car. Yeah, like it's the thing, dude. Like I let my car sit at my friend's house for like 6 months, and then I'm like, yo, dude, there's an event this weekend. I think I can get the car done. And like I'll drain my bank account and I will work every single night until I can't stand anymore. Go to work the next day and keep doing it until we make the event. I've done it like 3 times at your house.
Yeah.
This is
We've all fucking done it.
This is true.
Yeah, like all of us do.
This
it,
should
man.
be a real, okay? Seriously, I have never, and dude, I have been building cars for a long time. I haven't been drifting for super long, like 3 or 4 years, but I have never, in any of my experiences in any other motorsports, including drifting, every single fucking Rotary guy is about that life. Dude, they are about that life. They got a bag in the car with a couple guns and some charged batteries, and they will fucking change all kinds of shit underneath the gas station while it's raining. They're all like that too. You know I'm telling the truth. They're all like that.
It's
They're
a full commitment car.
It's a full commitment car, dude.
Though, it's because if you understand Rotary, it's just that simple.
There's not a lot of shit to go. There's not a lot of shit to go wrong.
It's 3 moving parts. There's no way it's that complicated.
There's not a lot of shit to go wrong. There's just a lot of tolerances that have to stay in place. When things move, that's a hard thing to maintain. That's the only.
So if
thing
something fails, there is no for me, right? I'm always finding a workaround. Like if something fails on my car, I'm like, well, fuck it, I'll stick a socket in that lifter tray and then it just won't hit. And then I'll keep driving, you know?
So
like
there
to get
are
it home.
there are workarounds. Like, you know, I can limp an engine through an event with transmission fluid if I really need to. Like if I lose a little bit of compression and it's just not wanting to start, and like, but if I can get it to pop, you know, like you can keep a rotary running if you can, because the speed will make compression.
Right.
So if you can get it up high enough, it'll make compression still. So that's why, like, if you pop a rotary engine, you can usually get it home. It just never starts back.
Well,
What the fuck?
So you can fire it.
So
and then,
yeah, like
if you turn it off, that's it.
so like in certain situations, like people are able to like get them home, and then they're like, oh yeah, it just never started again after I parked it. That's why you see them in fields all the time and shit. And then they're like, well, it's a Mazda, it's not worth anything. And they throw it away. That's why. That's the thing. That's it. There's not a lot of shit to go wrong in them, man. Like they're flawed in their design because like we don't have the ability to keep things constantly in tolerance. It's just not how it works.
It's eventually going to wear out.
Yeah, that's why they're awesome track engines, but not awesome street engines. Like that's why I have like half of the crap that I need to make another crazy rotary engine, but I would rather build a turbo K series because I know that I can take it out and beat the piss out of it every weekend and just that's it. You know, like there will be maintenances and there will be stuff to do, and I'll break stuff because it's me. Like everybody knows that.
I'm an LS guy, but I love Ks. They're so cool,
dude. Like they're the import LS. Like they're
awesome.
durable, they're cheap, like they're everywhere. Like it's awesome, man.
It's very awesome.
So like I kind of fell into that now, but I mean I'm going that route because it's going to be a street car. Like the 86 is a car that I've dreamed about my whole life. Like I'm taking my time, right? So it's not. This isn't going to be a car that like anybody's ever seen me try to even build before, just because like usually I'm get to the track and race and go home. Like I want to get to the track. That's all I want. I just want to be there. I'll fix it at the track. I do it all the time. I can't tell you how many. I rebuilt the top end of a 5.0 in between a Saturday and Sunday event.
Oh, at the 2-day?
At the 2-day.
Oh, fucking
dude! It was my first 2-day event, and I refused to not drive the second day. And it was this like third head gasket in a month, dude. Like I was commanding like probably 60 degrees under boost.
God damn!
I didn't know what I was doing, man. I was like 20 years old with a laptop and got mega squirt, and I was like, I can turbocharge a 5.0.
Dude, Matt Happel's punching fucking air right now. 60 degrees.
Bro,
oh my god,
bro! Like you could see light through my head.
I was gonna say that's like melt your piston, dude. Shit, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like it was crazy. So like I remember one time we like pulled the engine out of the car and we were looking at it, right? And we shined a light, and you could see through the head. Like Eric will attest to this. You could see through the head gasket. It blew it out completely. The top side and the bottom side of the head. In the middle of each cylinder.
That's some fucking crazy
shit. Dude. But I tell you what, that block was good though. That block was fine. I'll give it to 302s, man. They got strong blocks until you break that 500 horsepower threshold. Telling you. You see this? Oh no.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
The biggest mistake you can make with rotaries, and is one of them meeting Nate?
Yes. Let me tell you something about hanging out with Nate. Nate'll make you sloppy. Like, I love you, Nate, but you are a sloppy dude, bro.
So sloppy, man.
No, like, yeah, like, I love Nate to death. I love his car. I think it's great. I think he's done a really good job with it. But like, you are a sloppy mechanic if I've ever fucking met one. And I feel like
come to an event,
I feel like
the car in
person. Yeah. Like,
you'll see it.
If you ever hate on Nate's car, it's because you haven't seen it in person. I would like to say that. Like, I don't know a single person that's actually.
The thing is, though, like, it's so obnoxiously thrown together that it makes it cool.
Oh yeah,
like,
but like it
so
also like
out there that
this new one is not as
unique.
bad. This new version is
it looks more planned.
Yeah, the
it
new
looks
one.
a lot
you did
more
go
planned.
a little bit more professional with the rear mount and everything. It looks
well, and I mean, like,
good.
how many people take the time to enclose their turbocharger that sticks out of their hood in the drift community?
Dude.
Almost nobody.
Dude, I thought that was the coolest thing.
Dude,
I hate the hood. Fiberglass is the devil, bro.
It is.
Fiberglass is the devil.
I hate it.
Dude, I was washing myself in cold water. I was like, it's worth it.
It'll look so good.
It's going to look so cool. And then somebody's like, the very first comment on the very first video I posted, somebody was like, it needs one on the other side. It looks weird. I was like, dude, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
You should have put twins on it, bro. Like,
Right,
no,
yeah.
real men run single turbochargers.
Yeah, man.
Fight me if you think
You don't
differently.
need two.
Dude, like, I'm telling you, it is so much harder to run a single turbo setup on a V8. It's ridiculous. Like, it's
Not if
extra
you're rear
work,
mount.
dude.
That's the move.
No, I'm telling you, it's still extra work. Like conjoining two sides into one to meet into another, like that is more work than just welding a flange onto two pipes and just running that shit back out. I'm telling you,
Nah.
it's more work. Single turbos are more work.
No, it's not more work. It's way easier.
I'm not talking shit about them. I've only ever run.
I've
single
always
turbos.
wondered that because, especially watching Taylor Ray going single turbo, because he went elaborate as all fucking hell. But like just having to go through all of that, because on the RB, dude, it's just right on the fucking manifold, just pop.
What's
right
all
out
on
the
one
back,
side?
no-
Bingo, bango,
yeah,
bungo,
exactly.
done.
But
Yeah.
with the V8, it's on both sides. You got to conjoin it. Why wouldn't a twin turbo setup, just be easier to make?
Because
put
there's
together.
two turbos, two wastegates. There's usually
More shit to go wrong.
There's
But I feel like that
there's
just makes it more
stuff.
expensive.
Not even, honestly.
That makes it more expensive. It doesn't make it more difficult. How difficult is it to bolt a wastegate onto something, Nate?
It's not that difficult. I'm saying that a single turbo is just way less drama. Like the most complicated thing that you have to do is build the header setup. And you can, I don't
Let me
know,
put it
I don't
this
know if
way,
you want to
have-
put it on the screen. You can buy Turbo LS 3-inch V-banded headers for $180.
All right, let me throw this out there though.
Hold on. Let me
Not
finish.
everybody thinks like you.
Okay,
We
well,
don't
then go
want
out
the
and buy the
cheap
more
part.
expensive ones. What the fuck difference does it make?
My point is, I'm not talking about what you can go out and buy and do. I'm saying it's harder to make a turbo kit for a single turbo. Up until now in my life of being a drifter,
Dude,
I've
is it
never-
real?
This is a real, dude. I'm telling you, a twin turbo setup is way more complicated to build than a single turbo setup because you only have one feed and one out for the intercooler. You only have one feed for the turbo, one out for the turbo.
I mean, honestly,
The
if we're
only
being honest about
complicated
it, though,
part is the merge collector, and because single turbo is so popular with V8s now because turbo technology is light years from where it used to be. The reason you did twins is because one big one was so big that you had to get up on the converter and stay there for 10 minutes to get it to turn
Yeah.
over, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, turbo technology is not like that anymore. An eBay turbo now is as good as a Garrett was probably 10 years ago.
no, yeah, 100%.
If not
No,
better,
yeah.
I would say, right?
Dude, I run eBay turbos on everything. I swear by eBay
Yeah,
turbos.
fuck real
Dude, my
turbos.
Rotary ran
I'm
an
gonna
eBay
get an
turbo
eBay
for
turbo.
dude.
There's just
We're
stuff
like
that-
2.5
really
years.
aren't for
Dude,
cheap turbos.
if
I
you
don't
were gonna
think it's that
build
big
like
of
a
deal.
fucking, if you were gonna build like a class action badass race motor, it was a 427 and it had PRC, you're gonna really go all out. All right, fuck it, spring for the $1,500 turbo.
Yeah.
If it's a
Yeah.
5.3 or 4.8 junkyard build, and you go out and you spend that kind of money to pump that expensive ass air through a fucking junkyard
that's a little
motor,
ridiculous.
I'm sorry, it just doesn't make. You just cannot make it make sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not putting
I'm
a
right there
fancy-ass
with you,
turbo
dude.
on a stock internal.
What I was going to
RV,
say though is
so-
that twins is more complicated because it's more space, and then there's more parts, and then there's more complicated intercooler setups. I'm not saying you can't do it; you can do it, and it's not like
I feel like we're kind of
margin
arguing the
is
same
not-
point here because honestly, like it's reconverging somewhere, whether it's cold side or hot side, either way. So like honestly, if you
Do
think
you
about
know
it,
why?
it's
Do
the
you know
same,
why
it's the
turbo
same
is
thing.
single is so much more common? Is because most people who are junkyard LS people use steel, like exhaust stuff, and they can weld that. Aluminum is hard as fuck to weld. Most
You
people
just-
don't weld aluminum.
You just made my point for me.
So if you're okay, that's my point. If you're a fabricator, you can run twins. But if you're just a regular average Joe, you can
No,
run a
I'm-
single.
see-
And there's literally no difference in performance almost. Richard Holdner proved this in a video just the other day.
I know there's like no difference in performance. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying singles are set. I can't talk. I lost my ability to speak. It ain't done got in my head. This is how he does it.
so which is it? Which is it? Is twins easier or single easier?
Honestly,
in the comments, I want to know, do you think it's easier to twin turbo something or single turbo something?
Let me know.
I say
Please,
single.
need to-
Personally,
don't know,
I would
so.
rather single turbo something. I'll say that.
It's so much easier, I feel like.
I don't think it's like a cookie cutter thing though. I think it's different per car. Every car, dude, you can't tell me it's not different per car.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's different per car, but it's
I'd love to drive a twin RV to feel how different that would be.
LZ's is twin, isn't it?
I bet they're snappier.
The GTR is.
It's like
The midnight
it's like 730, right? That's a pretty.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice car.
Yeah.
That's like
It's gotta be a
that's not a nice car. That's the nicest GTR.
Yeah, probably in the States.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All right,
what else we got
anyways.
here?
Single turbos are better.
Yes,
Okay.
they are.
Would you actually suggest rotaries for competing?
No, I wouldn't.
Tell us the truth.
Give it.
So
Yeah.
I think rotaries are a really badass engine. I think they're super cool, but I don't think that they're practical for competition, or at least not for me, not with my pocketbook. Like, dude, rotaries can be affordable, but it's a,
Mad Mike does it.
you ready?
He doesn't do it anymore, though. His last point was that Mike Wadette did it, but he doesn't do it anymore. Why is that?
What?
What?
He doesn't compete. He doesn't compete anymore. I mean, maybe not, or maybe
He
over
doesn't
there.
compete here. He competes. He competes.
Over there, but I just mean
Competes in
over here.
Japan.
He competes in
That's where he's
Japan. He
competing right
competes in
now.
Aussie. He competes.
Why doesn't he come here?
Because
Because it's
there's a lot of different
It's a lot
reasons
more
people
fun.
don't want to
Tell
run
us.
American
Tell
FD.
us. I don't know if you know this,
Formula
but dude, on this
Drift and
channel, we love FD slander.
His
FDJP is a lot more technical in a sense, and a lot lower horsepower. It's more competitive and it's more stylish.
it's
which
more
makes
his
it more
style.
fun.
It's like it's
So,
way more him.
He's
Like,
more
that's what it is,
flamboyant
yeah.
and fucking crazy flicking. It suits him better, especially with the rotary.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, 'cause,
going
like-
high ass speeds, high ass RP. Well, they
no,
love
like
high RPM,
his
but-
car would it would run like when you get into that kind of power and that well of a setup car. I mean, he can run any circuit and be competitive. Like he can.
No, yeah,
he's
his
one of
cars.
the, in my opinion, one of the greatest drifters like ever.
With that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Dude, like worship that dude. Like I wish I was him.
Told you.
There, I said it. I want to be Mike Whittet.
He's cool.
Oh yeah, like super
Dude, his
cool.
kid driving.
Oh yeah, his
the
Miata's
13B
gnarly, dude. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, like
That's a
super
very cool
jelly.
setup.
Super jelly.
If I had a kid, that's what I'd do.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 110%. But so I don't really think that rotaries are good for competition for most people because for one, they're just expensive to maintain. Like stuff breaks when you drift. I don't care who you are, what you run, stuff breaks. It's just
For
part
sure.
of it. Like it's just part of it.
For sure.
So like rotaries are kind of an expensive engine to build, and you can't just go to AutoZone and get half of the shit that you need when you break it. You have to special
Can't
order
go buy
everything.
heads from fucking
Like,
O'Reilly's.
yeah,
you
like
can in LA.
if you want to compete, you better be able to afford to keep a couple of those bad boys in the trailer. And like, I don't know if you've seen rotary engine prices lately, but I could put a down payment on a house with a Turbo 2 engine. Not even an REW. Like it's ridiculous these days. Like it's getting crazy.
Ouch.
But it's because you can't find them.
Yeah.
You can't find them. Like it's a dying thing, you know?
What motor comes in the RX-8?
That is a Renesas 13B.
Not as good.
Okay, so actually,
No.
that's a good
Wow.
topic because a lot of hate has been directed towards the RX-8
Oh, it's 'cause
because
they're ugly.
of the different. No, actually,
Yeah, they're ugly.
I mean,
Fuck that.
I think they're
good
kind of
looking.
cool.
I like them.
But
Oh, you're nuts. Got fucking three
ah,
doors.
fuck off.
It's so weird.
Anyways, LS.
Why should- I don't like your engine. And I'm just like, I just think that chassis is not good looking. They're just like, oh, your engine's though. That's terrible. Like, okay. I don't know. I just don't think they're cool looking, dude. It's got 3 doors. It's like a Veloster. It's like a spicy.
It's got suicide doors.
It's like a spicy Veloster.
Or it's like a Saturn Ion.
Anyways,
Donnie,
shut up.
did you know?
Shut
Did
up.
you know Donnie is an Ion guy?
Really?
Donnie has
Really?
an Ion. Yeah, dude, he has an LSJ.
Oh, yeah, he told
has
me
a
about that.
supercharged LSJ Ion at his house. It's flat black. It's fucking like 300 horsepower. Very spicy.
What?
Yeah, he just doesn't get it out. Dude,
He's got
dude,
so many cars.
dude, I
and
know
he just
his house
doesn't
is
fuck
where
with it.
cars go to die.
Literally.
for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, no.
Pretty much. He wants a new project every 2 weeks.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
says he's gonna put
You
his
throwing
Corvette
shade on
together.
people that like projects?
He's buying bikes left and
No.
right.
I told Donnie to hit me up when he was gonna put his vet together. He just hasn't hit me up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's bought bikes instead.
Anyway, sorry. RX-7s or RX-8s are ugly.
Yeah. So kind of explain what the difference between that rotary and a 13B.
So they're both technically 13Bs, I think. It's my
Oh.
understanding. But so like
fair.
it's more like my engine was an S4/S5, which is what came in the FCs, and then you've got the REW that came in the FDs, and then you've got the Renesas that came in the RX-8. And the Renesas engines, they don't like flow as good as the S4, S5, and REWs because those engines are
Choked up by emissions or
extremely
something.
similar. I think that was part of the reason why it ended up being that way, because they definitely got some like smacked with some real EPA shit there.
No, I'm sure.
But like the big thing once again was the oil delivery system was very flawed. It sucked. Nobody like the later
Did
we
they
got.
change it from the previous?
I really don't know a whole lot about Renesas engines, like because I just know that they're not, in my opinion, worth my time. Like it's just not something I want to mess with. Like I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it's.
I
not
think they're
something
ugly.
I
He
wanna
thinks
get
they're
into.
junk. What's there to debate? I don't understand. I don't understand.
So they're
It's
much
all
more
the same.
available. They're much more available than a regular like 13B that we would typically run, like an S4/5 or an REW.
Do the plates still do the Lego thing?
No,
They don't
so
do it?
Here's the reason
So it's
why.
not real.
So here's
That's it. That's, dude, that's the
It's all
as
they're
a-
really-
dude, as an LS guy, that was the as an LS guy, that was the most appealing thing to me, was that you could go find these pieces and they would snap together to do whatever that you really needed it to do. Because until I met you, I wouldn't say that I was like a Rotary hater,
Mhm.
but you read on the internet, and as much as people want to talk shit, it's hard not to see, oh, well, his Rotaries broke its apex seals again, or what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just see it over and
Yeah.
over and over and over. And so you start believing that because you're like, well, fuck. Yeah, I've seen it so many times. How could it not be true?
Yeah.
But then I watched him rebuild one in the floor drunk. And and I was like, damn, maybe they're not so bad. That didn't look that complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but the Renaissance motor it's not the same casting, I guess. Is that what you'd call it?
Yeah, no. So like so on like an S4, S5 or REW, or even a 12A, the intake port is in the iron, and then the exhaust port is in the housing. The iron is the plate. The housing is the hoop that goes in between the plates
Okay.
that houses the rotor.
Right.
So on a Renesas, the exhaust port is also in the iron and not in the housing, and it's a very inefficient and indirect flow.
Oh, yeah. 'cause
So
it's
like,
gotta go through
it's a
two
much
channels.
less efficient vacuum than its predecessor, mainly for, to my knowledge, emission reasons.
Leave it to Mazda.
Yeah, dude, leave it to them, bro. Like now they're bringing it back, but it's like, you know, a range extender for a hybrid. We were all like super hyped about it.
Is that what it is?
It's a range extender for a hybrid, bro. Last I heard, shit, I don't know.
You know what I would do?
I
with
try
this
not to
World
read
Cup,
current
too?
news anymore, dude. I just put my head down.
You know what I would do with the time machine? I would go back to whoever invented the first EVs, and I would be like, "You fucking cut it out." You see this motor right here? This one? Yep, the one that's a V shape. That one's going to be a big deal later. Okay, this one's called the JZ. That's going to be a big deal. Okay, the SR. Gonna throw that out. This is called I'm just kidding. But I would just go back and I would just tell that guy, like, dude, like we're trying to build upon what we've done. We're not trying to go backwards. I don't understand, dude. Some of these new cars, they go backwards. I don't get that.
Have you ridden or driven any EV stuff though?
Yeah, I've driven a Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
I understand the performance difference. It is not a sustainable system as it is.
Agreed.
The only way that it could become a sustainable system is if America could get on board with going nuclear, which no one can because we just 4 years ago made a fucking show about Chernobyl to scare people about nuclear power.
Yeah.
They don't, just so you know, listen, I spend a lot of my time on the internet. Okay. A
This is
lot.
very
Didn't you mean
Okay?
all day.
all
Day, dude.
Dude,
I'm
I
not-
would
listen,
love-
I'm not fucking around, dude. My screen time's like 13 hours a day. I'm not joking.
Okay, that just answered my question.
I'm serious. I'm serious. It's like that long. It fluctuates somewhere between 11 hours and 50 minutes and 13 hours a day. That's for real. Okay. So I do a lot of reading because I got a lot of free time because I'm a car salesman and I've been selling cars in the same area for a really long time.
He's a very lazy car salesman.
I'm lazy as fuck, man. But I've been doing it so long, I've earned the right to be lazy because people just know me and trust me. And know that
15,
I'm,
baby,
and they
15
just-
cars.
And they just know I'm not a piece of shit. They know that I'll come in there, I'll cut you a deal, and you buy a car, right? So that gives me a lot of free time. I have looked into the way that they build nuclear power plants, okay? The way they used to put the rods in, one fuel rod could start the entire plant. You could fire the reactor from one rod, okay? They don't build them like that. They haven't built them like that in like 30 years. So all this weird thing about nuclear, dude. I'm telling y'all, you need to fucking put like a little animated tinfoil hat. Okay, I'm kind of a fucking nutcase, but I'm telling you, the reason that they do that is to keep people from going nuclear, because nuclear would be almost basically free energy, and they won't do that. They want you scared of nuclear because of Chernobyl and the Japan thing. That's the truth. They don't build them like that anymore. You can't even fire them unless you have like multiple people drop in their rod one at a time. The one at Chernobyl, it could just be one drunk Russian guy just fucking turn it on by himself.
So like
one dude.
So like long story short, like EV is the devil, is what you're saying here.
I'm not saying it's the devil.
I mean,
it's just not sustainable, dude. It's not sustainable. The new Ford Lightning in a article, the new Ford Lightning, a guy goes and buys one, spends $150,000 fucking dollars. Okay, then he tries to go pull a bass boat, not a pontoon,
Like a
not a wake setter,
22 footer.
yeah, like a small bass boat. Okay, it's like purple and stuff. He pulled it like 30 miles. And it broke down because it wasn't used to the weight. It's just not a sustainable thing. It's just not gonna work.
That's fair. I don't think it should be forced,
actually,
but I don't know if you've ever like the electric bikes that we sell at my work, dude. Like
That's recreational. That's different.
That's what I'm. Yeah, but like everything's still recreational. There's people making Teslas faster. There's people swapping crap. I don't know if you've watched the Hoonigan episode about the EV E36, but that thing shreds. It boiled tires, dude. It boiled its own tires.
On Throttle, they did the 350 with the 370 front end, and they did that Tesla swap.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, once you experience like something that's meant to go fast, that's EV, like you'll change your opinion on it being cool, dude. I'm telling you.
I don't think it's not cool.
So wicked.
I think it's a great option.
Dude,
to
so
have.
wicked.
This is the thing that always gets me about the internet. It's just because I don't necessarily like something doesn't mean I hate it. I just don't think I don't think we're ready for EV. I don't think it works. I think Elon Musk is way above his time. I just don't think that the Tesla is a usable platform right now. It just doesn't make it makes sense for some people. Like Wes has one and they use it all the time, but they're only commuting like 10 20 miles, right? And so then you have to ask yourself, where is that car most useful? Oh well, it'd probably be most useful for people that would normally take the bus or the inner cities, right? Well, what's the median income in an inner city? Not enough for a fucking Tesla, so it doesn't work, right?
No, yeah.
And then people are like, it's going to replace gas. Well, guess what? Oil is inside the Tesla motor, and that's what lubricates it. So crude oil is not going anywhere because that's what they're doing. And then the lithium mines. It's all, I mean, I'm telling you, man.
No, and I'm not. That's not even what I'm talking. I'm talking like the performance side of things, like strictly. Like when it comes to EV performance, that shit is nasty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm here for.
What was it?
Like,
it was
I don't give a shit about driving one every day. I like my truck. Like I like my gas truck.
Yeah.
I like my gas bikes. Like
it was
don't
like
get me
2
wrong.
years ago. 1320 had a video of a dude who had a gutted out like speed hold P100D, and he was out
Hell,
there.
the fucking Camaro and FD a couple years back.
Yeah, the EV.
Did he ever run?
Yeah, he did. He ran one event, but it was so underpowered that it wasn't the same.
I'm sorry, but like you put in a Camaro, what did you expect?
You're right.
It's a pig, dude. I love those cars, but they're pigs.
I don't really like the look of them.
I like the look of them. I don't know. I like everything though. Like
Hey, this is a good segue. What do you think about the new Mustang Stampede?
I love it. I think it's
Oh,
dope.
dude, I also like it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here
I'm
we
gonna
go.
give my
Too many
opinion.
Canyons. I don't like them.
I know I'm the one that is expected to not like it. Ironically, I do.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good looking car.
I've
man.
been looking forward to this
I hate
conversation.
Ford, I hate Mustangs, but that one actually looks fucking phenomenal.
Dude, so like I seriously I thought about you when I saw it because I always like I like Dawson's style. Like me and Dawson have a lot of similarities. I feel like I feel like it's why me and you vibe pretty good together because like we like the same shit, you know. So I know why he likes Japanese cars because they're smooth and they have nice body lines and it doesn't look forced. Like, and which is like that's kind of like the thing, right? Like America's in your face, dog. Like we want to be there.
Muscle cars just look like fucking bricks to me. Like,
because they're supposed to be loud and they're not supposed to fit into the environment. But like a Japanese car, man,
And I hate
like
the stereotypes.
you see it going through the mountainside, and you're like, the thing looks like it should be there,
Yeah.
right? right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's a
He's like, look what I built. Look
yeah,
at
like
this thing.
you see an FD rolling through the mountains, and you're like, that looks natural,
That's
like it
fucking
flows, you know? Yeah, so like the new Mustang, like it's still got the American aspects. It still has a hard body line in it. It
Dude.
has loud fenders, but it's smooth at the same time, man. And
I'll
the
have to see one
headlights
in
are
person
so
to
well
get a real
done.
idea on it.
500
Dude, yeah,
horsepower,
like, I'm real excited.
manual transmission.
Dude, like
All
I'm
I
telling you,
needed to hear.
if I get to a higher station in life, that's gonna be my go out and buy it and drift it car. Like for real.
Dude, it's so cool.
Like I want one so bad.
Yeah.
They look so good.
Very cool looking car.
I thought the last body style was good. It's almost better. It's
Last one
almost
kinda
better.
Besides the RTR team, who do you think is going to be the first one to make it a drift car, like a well-known drift car, like within social media?
Out of the
Within social
out
media.
of the Stampede?
The S650, yeah.
Damn, that's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
Because obviously the go-to answer is RTR, but
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
like,
mean, they're
somebody
definitely.
else-
I bet you they have
it's
one.
probably
They were
already
fucking there.
gone.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, technically, they're all.
they all had to post something.
Yeah.
You didn't realize that they all posted like relatively the same pictures, said relatively the same shit, but they all had to post one, and
Yeah.
it wasn't at the same time frame either.
Dude, yeah, like I guarantee there's.
They're so
probably-
fucking strategic, bro. It's
There's probably
crazy.
already one in a livery and everything, dude.
Yeah, they got
Straight up.
body kits made.
Probably got
They
fun
got
hammer
angle
stickers
kits
on
made.
it.
All right,
They
but
got
that's not the
fucking
question.
caliper
on it.
brackets
That's not the
made.
question. All right, which team is going to build one besides RTR?
You're right.
That's a really good question. I
don't know.
that's a hard one.
Who's the Falcon?
I was gonna say I think
Mustang?
Falcon was the only one that I could see on the top of my head doing it because
That-
they've
yeah.
had a Mustang before, but I don't know. I don't
Who
even.
else?
Dude, honestly, I'm so out of the current like competition
runs a
world that
Mustang?
I don't even know who's who anymore. Like, I watch LZ highlight reels and Denofa highlight reels. That's about it. I throw a little damn, I can't even think of names off the top of my head today. Orion. Damn, I can't remember.
Turk.
Yeah, there we go. Sprinkle a little Turk in there sometimes too. He's
Fuck
one of the
yeah.
first people I started watching when
Dude,
I
I
got
love
into
Turk.
YouTube. Oh yeah, I think he's awesome, dude. I think he's super.
You know who I watch? Like I don't. It's not hate watch because I don't hate him.
Yeah.
I love Ryan Literal.
Oh yeah.
because he loves sim racing, and you guys know what happened to me where I was forced to get my rocks off by using a sim,
Mhm.
right? And so when he was like, dude, keep driving sims, that builds champions, right? I was like, okay. And I did, you know,
Okay.
right? And so now to watch him struggle over this RB platform is just like, dude, I'll watch him because I'm just like, whatever, dude. I'm here for you. I hope you know, but in my head, I'm like, dude, just fucking take it out and do a Jay-Z, you know? For the money, so dude, he could sell that motor to a homeless person, and for the money that he got from the homeless person, he could swap it for a Jay-Z and probably be equally as competitive, you know?
No, yeah,
it's-
for sure.
I didn't do it for that. I don't care about
Not
making,
you,
Oh,
literal.
dude, I thought you were talking
Ryan
about
Literal.
me.
No, I like your car.
I was about to say.
What the fuck am I? I'm sitting over here for no reason working
Like
on your
shit.
car. No, I don't.
Why did I
like-
miss that?
I don't know.
Wow,
I was
I don't
talking
know.
about, we were talking about Turk, and then I said another guy that I like is Literal, and it's because of all of the things that he has said in the past. But now it's like, now, because I am like, dude, I'm not like you guys. I'm not a style person. Now I want him to execute on the things that he told
Yeah,
me when I was
yeah,
15. And
yeah.
like, I'm like watching him like straighten, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You know, like just do the thing, you
Yeah.
know, do the fucking thing. And he's like got this 80,000. I don't know if it's 80,000, but it's a very, dude, it's a billet block. It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's got
Oh, it's so expensive, you know, it's gotta be. And dude, I'm serious. If you go to his Instagram, it's out of the car more than the car is driving. I'm not a data analyst, but I'm just saying that
Cheers.
that's not it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's why
not the move.
That's why Rotaries are not competition engines.
Yeah,
full
because you got to
circle.
be, and like, dude, he has a whole team of people. You know,
Yeah, like that's the thing, and that's kind of back to my point. What I was saying earlier about the Rotary thing is like, if you have the right accommodations, like any engine is reliable.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
If you have the right,
100%.
if you have the right accommodations, if you have the right setup,
You got
and
a
you know
deep
what you're
enough
doing,
pocket.
you deep enough pocket, everything can be reliable. It's
Agreed.
we all know the holy trinity triangle of reliable, fast, cheap. Like there's no, you can't connect the whole triangle usually.
No.
Like it's just
Yeah.
not.
Pick two.
Yeah, like a turbo LS. If you pull it out of a junkyard, I'm sorry. If you push that setup to what it's actually capable of, it's not reliable.
Mhm.
It's not. If you push it to what it's physically capable of making.
Oh, if you put it on the limit?
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
like, that's my thing. I like to run shit on the limit. That's why my
Why?
stuff's always broken. Because I just want to know how much it can do, dude. I want to know how fast we can go. I want to see how close we
You only
can
got to
get.
do it one time.
No.
Do it
no,
one time
yeah.
and go, oh, fuck, 900 is the limit, and then back it down to 7 and drive for 3 years.
So, like, you drank a 6-pack, and then every time you went to go drink beer, they would only let you drink 4. Would that be a happy existence for you?
I'm
I
not a
didn't
fucking
think so.
inanimate object.
No, dude, I'm saying no. That's what. I'm saying like so. Like for
I'm just
me,
like arguing for the soul of LS Motors
Nate's
now,
acting
comparing
like-
it to beer.
bro.
This
Nate's
is
acting-
terrible. I hope my mom never sees this.
Would you stop talking over me? Shut up.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry. You're right.
So, anyways, like Nate, damn it, you talking over me now. I forgot my point. You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. You were saying that if I was only allowed to drink 4 beers out of 6, would that be a happy existence?
Correct. So, like, think about it in horsepower now. If I had 600 horsepower and now every time I drive my car, I only feel 400, do you think I'm really going to feel like I'm using all of my car? No.
But one thing
No.
that I've learned from building cars.
Well, hold on.
You
You're going past. You're going past the point. No.
No.
Yes, yeah.
Don't try and fucking goalpost me. All right. Listen. You have to have a goal when you build a car. The only thing that people don't understand about like my car is that I could, you know, my fuel system and stuff is good for 1,000 horsepower. My turbo's not big enough, but I could make 1,000 if I got the right setup to do it. Right?
Mhm.
Will it ever see 1,000? No, because I don't need 1,000.
Yeah, see, but here's the problem, and here's the difference between me and you. I don't have self-control, dude. Like, if I know that it's there, I want it.
But for what?
Because I fucking can.
Just because
It's my whole personality. Why do I have a
You just want to break
dude? Hold on.
just to break it?
Why do I have a pit bike that goes 80 miles an hour? Because
fucking
I
know.
can. That's why. This is the whole reason that my exist. Because I
get
can.
it. I understand. Listen, I almost agree with you. I understand.
Like of all people to be on my dude, of all people to be on my side on this, I did not expect it to not be
I'm
Nate.
not on your
Like,
side.
No, you're not on my side, dude. I'm telling you, I like to run stuff on the edge. Shit breaks because I like to rebuild it. So like, there's nothing wrong with that. If I wanted to spend some more coin, I could have.
There's a threshold you have to understand.
You're right.
You can't ring it all the way out every single time. That's like, all right.
I disagree.
Hey, listen,
Ring it out.
I don't
every
think so.
single time.
Every time you have sex with your,
Break
fiance, it's the same amount of effort every time.
Pretty much, yeah. Swing for the
You
fences, dude.
asshole.
No,
No
it is,
way.
dude. Ask her.
No way.
Ask her. I'm telling you, swing for the fences every time. Ask her. I'm all in. Commitment, dog. I told you. Like, it's
All right.
you gotta commit. Like, I'm just telling you. That's how
We
it is.
just got so off topic. What the fuck happened? You look back like somebody was
I
behind
thought I knocked the fucking wall down, dude.
It's hilarious.
Oh, those
get
damn
back.
sound effects, man.
All right. So the LZ festival just happened. What
Rad
are your
as
thoughts
fuck.
on that? Because I am like very impressed and very stoked for what's to come from that.
I have no idea what that is.
God damn!
You don't know about the LZ festival?
Dude, listen, man.
Dude, he went to Ireland and drove with James Dean. Like they did like field drifting and stuff.
Oh, I saw like random crap about that. Listen,
And the
dude, like,
S15 that he drove?
Dude, I'm pushing so hard to do
Fuck
so
me
much
up.
shit right now that I don't have time to like literally watch anything that isn't a 30-second video. Like, the only time that I had time to sit down and watch y'all's podcast the other day was when I was at Nate's. It's like I'm constantly moving. Like, it doesn't stop.
I feel that though.
Like
I'm
all my
busy as
cars are
fuck
45 minutes
nonstop.
away from me. I'm trying to build 3 different things. I'm getting my 1973 RD350 back on the road. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to build an 86 Corolla.
How's that
Like,
going?
I'm a
How's
finance
the house
manager
thing?
now.
How's the house thing going?
Pretty good. I've only got a little bit of stuff like that I've got to work on before I'm ready. So it looks like we should be on the timeline that we wanted to be like in a house shortly after we're married.
right.
So like then
cool.
the car should be able to roll a little faster, and then I'll have my badass little 86 done in a timely manner. Hopefully.
Nice.
Hey, yeah. That
That's the main
86 is gonna
goal.
be so cool.
Dude, I'm pumped.
Oh, okay. This was actually, I think, my question. All right. This is like kind of wrapping it up. But so, what are the worst type of track guys?
The worst type of track guys, like dudes at the track.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes that don't listen to the fucking rules, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, man,
Agree.
I'm all about being rowdy and having a good time and like just doing dumb shit. But if they tell you to This is gonna get me in trouble. If they tell you shut it down at the cones, shut it down at the fucking cones. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Agree.
That is a big one.
And we've all,
Dude,
and
I'm
listen,
sorry,
everybody
like,
that's been to the track, we've
fucking
all been
annoying.
part of that. We've
yeah,
all
like it's
done it.
frustrating as fuck too. Like if they tell you to get off after 2 spins, damn it, listen. Like if you're listening to this because you're thinking about getting into drifting, do it. Get into drifting. But when they say
Okay,
something in
yeah.
a driver's meeting, dude, listen to it. It's
Right.
not your track. I don't care how often you go there. They're a business. If you want them to stay in business, treat them that way, right? Because like if you don't listen to their rules, those tracks can go out of business because their insurance will drop them. I'm serious. It's
And
a
you'll be
real
back
thing.
drifting
it's
on
real.
the streets and getting tickets and thrown
Yeah,
in
dude,
jail
like-
and
and the other
becoming
thing-
bums.
Yeah, like why would you want to disrespect the people that are giving you somewhere to do your thing, dude?
Agree.
If they say something, do it. Those are the worst fucking dudes. They dudes that don't listen in the driver's meeting. It's not your show.
Yeah.
Agree.
Get the fuck
Well,
off
one
the track.
thing that you pointed on was the 2 spins. That is a big one for me.
Dude.
That shit gets on my nerves so much. If you are new to drifting, you just started or thinking of starting, that is normally a very well-known thing for any track. They say it in every fucking meeting probably 30 times. And at some tracks, depending on who you're driving with, you get 1 spin.
Right.
If you spin fucking twice, get the goddamn fuck off the track.
And some tracks, if you
Like,
spin, you're not
please.
allowed to tandem. Like I think like certain tracks are allowed to have like a few outs, and then like they'll drop you back a class.
Yeah.
Like I haven't actually driven it. I've really want to. US Air.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
like, they have-
Dude, I
they
drive
have-
it on FR Legends.
Yeah, like apparently they have like 3 courses. Because like I've looked into driving up there, and correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm an idiot. Just like throw that out there.
So am I.
So like the way that I understand it is there's 3 different classes. It's like beginner, novice, and expert essentially. And like once you get to the 3rd round, you can go to the crazy roller coaster track. It's like the way that it reads. So I don't know if that's true. Please tell me if it is or isn't, because I really want to go. But shit, dude, I lost my train of thought again. I got stuck on wanting to go there so bad. Like it's all I can think
if you
about.
spin if you spin during the novice and medium class, you can't go to the big crazy technical track, and you can't tandem if you go to US Air. Is that accurate or is that not accurate?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Like,
I'm reiterating.
Yes. That was the point. But like, I know that some places have like different spin rules and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like, long story short, just get off the track. Like, you're gonna get another round. You're not saving face with anything. Like, just get off.
Oh, yeah.
LZ.
Actually, I forgot about that. Dude, okay, so in one of his videos the other day, the corner glass on the E36, he literally walked over to it, pushed 2 buttons, and it popped right out so that he could
that's
fuck with shit
Fucking dope.
That is
and clean
badass.
his
That
fucking
is
rear
super
glass
badass.
easier and shit. I was like, oh my God.
See, it's that kind of
Yeah.
shit that makes you a professional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't have even thought to ever do something like that.
So I
That's
thought to
fucking
do that
genius.
on my car, but then I would have had to spend $200 more on Lexan, and I already had the glass, and so I didn't do it. So instead, I used 10 bolts to hold my rear on, and they're rib-serted, so you can pull my rear glass pretty easy.
Fucking right.
Yeah, it's
But-
not
but-
bad. I feel
but
like that's what
after I
most
saw
people
this, I was
do.
like, I knew that was a good idea. Like I should have fucking
I should have done it first.
Yeah. Well, no, not first. His car's been around a long time. I've never seen that, but I thought about that because that would be a super easy way to service my battery. My battery is
Yeah.
right there. I could pull that window, reach down, pull it out of the window, put a new one in, tighten
would
it
be
back
cool,
up, put
yeah.
it back
Yeah,
together.
especially
You know?
with the firewall and everything.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, yeah.
Dude, did you see the video of my fans?
Yeah, it sounds like a damn jet taking
Dude,
off,
it sounds like fucking Hurricane Katrina making fucking
It's
landfall,
crazy, dude.
baby.
Like,
It's
it's-
fucking loud.
it's
just
nuts.
gnarly, bro.
We put it together and we put it on one fan, like where both derail fans and the 2 evacuation fans come on. And dude, it's like, you'd hit a button and be like you're just sitting in the car with you're like, yeah. So we had to move it where I could turn the evacuation fans off because it was so loud.
Dude,
Like,
Eric,
this is what we would have to wear. We would have to wear like
Yeah.
helicopter gear to drive the car on the street because they're so loud. I think it's because like some of the stuff is not totally buttoned up
Yeah.
yet. I don't have it sealed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So metal on metal is vibrating everywhere. But dude, it was like we
Dude.
turned it on and I was like, this is a joke.
talking,
right?
yeah, talking about obnoxiously loud equipment. Like, so Eric's car is a 240 that used to have like a Chevy 350 and with a big ass blower on E85. Like, thing is just shit nasty. It's
Very
a
cool car.
dirty car. It's cool. It's Rocket Bunny, like totally Nate's alley. Mine too. I encourage the Rocket Bunny kit. I'm just going in a different direction now, but
You're gonna hate me, but I've never liked any Rocket Bunny kit.
yeah, Dawson's a big old hater over here.
He doesn't like Porsches. Who cares? What he
Yeah,
thinks?
I
it's,
said
it's
that for
irrelevant. So, anyways, like the first iteration of his car, it had like no blower, but straight cut timing gears. And I don't know if you've ever heard straight cut timing gears. Like it didn't have it was gear driven.
It's like a diesel.
Yes, they make kits for that. It was so loud,
cool.
dude. Like it sounded supercharged. Like it was that loud.
Dude, that's
right?
litty titty.
But what was louder than that? I mean, you would hear this thing coming down the street. What was louder than that was his fuel pump. It was an external lifter pump because he was still running a carb at the time. And dude, this thing was pushed like it was like a 60 gallon. Like it was just ridiculous. I don't even know what it was. It was so crazy.
So actually, this is your thingamajig.
Okay. All right. So the first one is Carter.
Whoa! You don't just jump right into it, and that's what the fuck you do.
Okay, we're gonna talk about comments on all the reels. Sorry, you know.
You gotta know what you're talking about.
All right, I understand. You can put it on the screen or have someone put it on the screen. It's fine. What I was gonna say though is
Sorry.
I can't get over this guy's name, man. I'm not mispronouncing this, right? Does this say what I think it says?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, God. All right. I can't believe I'm going to take this guy's advice, but the question that I have is, what would you say is the essentials that you need for a drift event? His name is Carter the Farter.
Shout out, Carter.
I mean, the originality there, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that's
deserving. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like you gotta like number one, make sure you have your damn jack with you. Like I can't tell you how embarrassing it is to walk up to another grown ass man at a drift event, knowing damn well that he was fully prepared to go that day, and being like, "Hey, bro, can I borrow your jack?" Like, you know how embarrassing that is at a drift event. Like, you know you're gonna change
Now,
your tires. Bring
Anybody would help you. Of
Yeah,
course.
yes,
for sure.
yes,
But
yeah. I'm not
it's funny.
intimidated to go ask somebody, but I'm definitely not happy with myself that I am. So first and foremost, bring a jack. Just do it. Nobody will give you a hard time if you need one, but do yourself the favor.
Be a man. Yeah.
Yeah, be a man. Bring your own jack.
And bring a fucking 10 millimeter. God
yeah,
damn it.
Jesus, bring one. You might not
And a
need it, but your
17 because
homie
we
might.
know your
If you
lug
wanna-
nuts are a 17 millimeter too.
Yes.
Please just
bring them.
If you want to be,
Those are-
be like everyone's friend, you definitely need to bring like multiple 10 millimeters.
Oh yeah, for sure, and a bag of zip ties.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
zip
and
ties.
zip ties.
If you're, let me tell you something. If you're new
Just
to an
go get the
area,
bucket.
walk around your drift event with a bag of zip ties, dude. Like 3 dudes will be like, "Hey, dude, can I grab one of those, bro? Hey, bro, can I grab a zip tie?" Yeah, like,
17,
me.
10,
That's me.
jack, zip ties. What else?
Ask Brendan Daniels how many
some
zip ties I've
assholes
asked
like
him
me
for.
just keep them in the fucking center console of the drift car. Just, you know, 'cause
No, dude,
the
that
doesn't
bumpers
make you an
fly
asshole.
off.
That's me.
I have 3 bags of zip ties in the RX-7, dude.
Oh,
All different colors,
I don't feel
too.
so
Oh,
lonely
yeah.
no more.
No, yeah, zip ties are they're the holy Bible. Bring zip ties too. Add that to your list.
And then a ratchet,
And a
And
ratchet and
a
let's
set of
see.
wrenches.
A set of wrenches, needle nose pliers, like bring a couple different types of pliers because you
Yeah.
never know what type of weird ass shit you're gonna have to fix.
The bear claw ones, you know what I'm talking about? The little
Oh,
yeah.
those are
With-
nice.
With the
money.
Mhm.
yeah, with the curve.
Yeah, electric ratchets. If you don't have one, invest in one. It'll make
Dude,
your
my
life so much
Jasmine
easier.
just got me one for my birthday.
Oh, dude, life
Best
changer.
fucking thing
Life changer.
ever. I should have bought one years ago.
Dude, it has saved me from so many temper tantrums at drift events. I throw temper tantrums when I'm mad, just so
too.
everybody knows.
too.
It's not a hidden fact about me. I threw a 2x4 right past my fiance's head at the last drift event, and nobody will let me live it down. I swear to God, it wasn't at her.
Well, now everybody knows.
Yeah, now everybody knows. Yeah, here we go. It's out in the
You're like
open.
his poor wife.
Yeah. I'm just a giant.
I'm gonna
sack
make
of
that a
garbage.
reel alone.
I threw
I
a
threw a 2x4
2x4
at my wife.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, man. Just it's hard to be prepared for a drift event if you're new to it, to be honest. You don't really
And
know
don't
what
get
you're gonna need
discouraged.
until you've been, to be honest. Like I feel like everybody has to pack different too. Like
Yeah,
it depends on your car what you need to bring. Like, do you use a little bit of coolant when you run? I know a bunch of dudes that have to constantly top off their shit throughout the day. Dude, I've seen, like, you see the track all the time. People going over the spigot, filling up because they overheated or whatever. And dude, like, some people don't want to run just garden hose in their shit like I do. Like, some people want to run water wetter or whatever. I had to run to O'Reilly's like 3 times one event because I kept not grabbing extra water wetter.
What?
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 What? What do you want? What are you coming to me for now? Hit me with it. Just say
I'm
it.
not. I just don't understand. Like, some people will drive and their car, like,
You've never overheated your car drifting it?
a bunch of times.
And you didn't spew anything out?
Nope.
Why?
I have a reservoir and a catch. And
Yeah,
and
see,
a thing.
Not everybody runs that shit because some of us are hood rats.
Dude, they're like $15.
Some of us don't run that shit because we're hood rats.
So,
Dude, actually, I've never understood that because they are so cheap. Why do people just want to put a fucking plastic bottle as their overflow? That makes no sense. I understand if it's like some crazy Japanese bottle or something. That's kind of cool.
I'll tell you.
Whatever.
I'll tell you. All right. Listen, I have this theory. This is like, put your tinfoil hat on. All right. This is for real. My theory on the reason that people run Gatorade, Pepsi, beer can, all that kind of stuff is because one time, one smart boy thought his thing would work throughout the whole event, but it didn't. Right? It got hot, started spewing shit out. He's like, damn, I need a fucking reservoir to overflow so that when it cools back down, it'll suck it back up. That's how a reservoir works, right? Okay. He didn't have one at the track, but he's like, I'd be goddamn, I'm going to drive 3 hours and I'm not going to get to drive this racetrack. So he went and found a Gatorade bottle, melted a hole in it, stuck the hose down in there, and or whatever he had, a beer bottle, right? It's probably a drifter thing, right?
It's probably a beer bottle,
right?
Yeah.
Stuffs the hose down in there and then drove all day, okay? And so he captured the mind of some younger guy that was like, dude, I can do that.
idea,
I
yeah.
can do that, right? That's what happens.
That's how it happens.
But that's not really...
No, and like, don't get me. So like, I actually do. Like, I run I run a reservoir on my RX-7. Like, it's had one the whole time, but that doesn't mean that when it spews it out, it's gonna pull all that shit back in if it got crazy ass hot. Like, the cooling systems aren't always perfect on people's cars, especially if it's a newcomer to the sport. Like, you don't know all that shit. You don't know how to get all the air pockets out, and you might need it. Like, I always take oil and coolant with me. Or
For
at
sure,
least
for
jugs
sure,
of
for
water
sure,
because
for
you
sure.
just never know if you're going to need it. Like, I've had to rebuild the top end of my engine, had to drop my pan because the whole thing was sludged up from coolant getting with my oil, you know? Like, you never know what you're going to need. If you want to be fully prepared, bring all your shit. Like, that's really, I guess
Bring
that's
as much
the
as you
thing.
can
Like,
bring.
bring as much as you can think to bring, and it's probably not going to be enough the first
And
couple
if it's
times.
not enough, don't fuck yourself over and get all pissed off.
Yeah, like, you'll feel overpacked. You'll have a full trailer and you'll be missing the one damn thing you needed to keep driving, and it'll irk you until you die. But guess what? Next event, you'll have that tool. Guaranteed.
Correct.
Yeah. That's how
I've
you do
been
it.
in
Trial
plenty
and
of
error, baby.
situations where I've been just furious at the track because one little tool is holding me up from getting back out on track.
Oh, yeah.
It's
110%.
silly, but it happens. It's drifting. You're signing up for it, so get over it.
Yeah. You're going to have a bad time.
All right. So then
Just kidding.
Corey, I think it's Angeli. I hope I'm not butchering your name, bro. He says, I think it depends on the car. He's talking about Canards or Canards.
Canards?
Is it
Okay.
Canards?
Who knows?
Is it-
Canners,
There was a dude
Canards.
that
Is it crowns or
there was a dude
crayons?
that commented in on YouTube, I think, and actually explained it. It's Canards.
Okay. Canards. So he said, I think it depends on the car. Canards word for a I don't know. I think this is a typo, but he says they work for a reason, but some are just for show. By the way, I love the content. Love to hear others' opinions on the stuff I watch daily. Okay. This is a good segue into what I said outside. I had to go take a pee-pee. So listen, okay. Just because that you point out a flaw in something doesn't mean that you hate it. Okay. That's one of the number one killers of the car community right now, is just because you disagree with something or don't necessarily love that someone did something, that means you hate them. That is ridiculous. Almost no other version of society thinks that about anything else. And I think it's really childish that if somebody says, I don't like stance cars, right? I don't like stance cars. I don't understand it. Doesn't make any sense. I don't think it takes a whole lot of brains to do it. Right now, some of the cars that I've seen, they run really complicated cantilever bagged badass systems.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, there's
okay,
some
there
pretty
are some
intricate
people
shit,
that
yeah.
can do it. Okay, like it's crazy. But most stance cars, I don't understand. It's the same with the bed dancing thing. I don't get it, right?
Yeah.
But I appreciate the effort that went into that build. And I treat almost all builds like that. So this version that has happened in the car industry, or the car community rather, is that just because you don't understand something or necessarily like that someone did something, that you automatically hate that. That's not true. Fucking cut it out.
No, it's super frustrating.
You're allowed to dislike something and it'd be
And-
okay and
yeah.
nothing happened from it.
I mean, like,
everybody's got to have an opinion. You're fine.
like, look at us. Like, you know, Nate's one of my best friends, but he's not a style guy, and I'm 110% a style guy. There's just no reason. Like, we talk shit to each other all day long. You should see our group chat. It's brutal. It would probably make some of you go to therapy. Like, it's that bad sometimes, but we're friends because we're all right with having different opinions.
Right.
Because guess what? It's what pushes the sport. Having different opinions pushes things in the direction it needs to go. That doesn't mean you need to fight about it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal, dude. No one said like your kid was ugly. They just said they didn't like the kid on your car. Nate probably said your kid was ugly, but it's fine.
Your kid is ugly.
All right, so you can dislike stuff without hating it. I don't really like redheads, but I'll talk to them.
They ain't got no soul.
I'm just kidding. My girlfriend's awesome. Don't hit me up if you're a redhead. Actually, do it. That way I can like give her a hard time. All right, so Colton Hutchins. I didn't actually get a screen grab of where he's from, but he said, just came here to say, I love the podcast, man. As a guy that is new to the sport, it's awesome how helpful the drift community is. It's a really good point.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, I am not, out of everyone in this room, I am the least drift oriented come up in here. All right. I do have a drift car. I do mostly do drifting now, but
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in drifting. I grew up in drag racing and street racing. And so I got to tell you, if you've never been to a grudge race,
God, it's
brutal,
different
bro.
world.
I
dude.
can actually speak
they'll call
on
your
that.
kids ugly.
I can speak on that because I grew up not having any type of background in cars. My dad didn't give a shit about cars. Never mind. My mom she just worked. She was just a basic mom. Just took care of the house, took care of the family. You know, she was great. But nobody actually showed me any type of gateway to cars. I had to figure it all out myself. So I just, as a kid, I remember there was one in my apartment complex. There was this EG hatch that was all black and it had these fucking chrome gold wheels on it. Dude, it looked so fucking hot. It was a stance car. It was slammed on its fucking nuts. And I got to say hi to the dude one day and it made my fucking like entire month. It was insane. And from that moment, all I gave a shit about was cars.
Yeah.
And so that's why I've brought it up in the podcast before, but that's why I'm so adamant about like if kids come up to my car and they want to see it,
Oh,
or
it's
they
the best
want to
thing.
they want to sit in it or anything like that, dude, fucking go for it,
Dude,
do it
nothing
because
else
I was that
matters.
kid and I will make you a fucking car guy.
Yeah,
That's all I hope.
Dude, nothing else matters in that moment to me. Like when kids come up to you about your car, it's the coolest damn thing that can happen. Like it's the whole reason to do it. Like
Yeah,
it's so
100%.
cool, dude, to see it pass down. Like just their reaction. Like you let them sit in the driver's seat, dude. Like
Dude, I let kids start my car.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that's
yeah.
it. That's the ticket, dude. Like it's just so cool to see.
That's
that.
it. That kid's not going to
started.
give a fuck about anything else except for like, dude, how do I
How do I
get
do
that
that?
high again?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's it. You'll chase it for the rest of your life
Oh,
if you
dude.
taste it once.
Fucking ruin those parents' life.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know?
Hey, at least their kid won't be hooked
No,
on
you
drugs, though. They won't have any money.
No, you're not. You're saving their life.
Yeah, you're saving their
I'm
life.
just
You're not
saying.
hurting their life one bit.
Yeah.
They would. Any parent would much rather have their kid spending thousands and thousands of dollars on some fucking rust bucket piece of metal that rolls, rather than shooting themselves up with fucking drugs.
Drugs and stupid shit
So-
like that, yeah.
I don't know.
Colton Hutchins. I'm sorry. Colton Hutchins' name. Am I fucking that up?
Probably.
Probably. No, I
That's
got
right.
It,
That's
I
right.
got it right. His name on Instagram is, oh my God, I lost it again. I'm an idiot. Oh, okay. It's Colt Turbo, but it's like KOLTURBO, like Colt Turbo, which is cool.
Well played.
That's
Cool
a very
Turbo.
Good,
That's good.
Very good name. Oh,
That was a good.
This is a good one. all right. So P period perspectives. It's perspectives. I assume that someone had their
Yeah,
name before and he put a period in between the letters. Said, hotter take, which is this is where our editor cut up what I was talking about in the last podcast about LZ, where he made me look like I was like, oh, I hate LZ. Like, he's always sweaty or whatever, right? He said, hotter take, the shift from forums to social media is the worst thing to happen in the automotive world. That is some profound shit, son.
That is, dude. That is.
You think that's true?
10%. Social media was like the king of gatekeeping. Like that's when.
Oh, it's terrible,
dude.
man.
Like forums used to be like, this is my setup. These are like. This is my, like, they would go
This
to
is
the
how I
torque
did
specs.
this.
This is how I got my rings. Like the
Yeah.
whole nine.
Yeah.
You could get your whole build off of a
You still
forum.
had the assholes in there that would fucking just
Yeah,
talk
like
shit.
you've got
Yeah.
like purist
It's
haters
not
and
nearly
shit
as
like
bad.
that, but
Yeah,
not
it
as
was
bad. It wasn't.
nothing
It wasn't
compared.
every single other asshole that thinks that they know everything about the car world, or like that their opinion matters more about what car is cool than yours. Like that's not what it's about. Like
You
if
should want to help each other.
Yeah, why
I want
are
more
you
car
trying to
people, not
hold the
less.
car world back? If you want it to not die, help people get into it, help people progress in it, help them get better. You want
If you
to
think their car's ugly, tell them and say why it's ugly, and maybe they'll take it into consideration and they'll change it. If you
Exactly,
want
dude, like-
if you want them to know that they look kind of silly,
yeah.
that's fine. If they don't care, then they don't fucking care.
Yeah.
High five them and say, "Cool build, then."
Yeah.
Right.
Talk your shit, but at the end of the day, it's just talking shit. Like, stop taking it so damn personally.
What else you got in there?
Hold on. I don't know. I got a bunch.
Give us something
iPad of
juicy.
goodies.
Petition.
Okay.
Oh, this is just like this is like the weirdest interaction that I had online. All right. I'm going to run through this in chronological order. It's not in here that way, but that's what I'm going to do. All right. So petition for FD license instead of going through program is pretty common. I'm not an LZ fanboy, but he still went through a valid path to get his license, right? This is responding to my thing about LZ buying his pro-am license.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody's a bigger LZ fan than me, all right? I have a fucking hat that I don't wear, all right?
Yeah.
I really
that's
like
real, that's
I-
real
I've got
shit.
one of
I
those
really
white,
like- I
dope
really
ass
like-
BMW hoodies.
I really like LZ. I really do.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched him since he was like a
I watched him-
BMXer,
yeah,
and then he
same,
fucking
dude.
kicked that one girl to the curb, and now he's dating the race car girl. Like, oh, dude, I'm for it. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I posted this video, or well, we posted this video, and this guy is like saying that because of the way the video is cut up that I'm like in the wrong. And I said, "Oh, we know we are for it." To his comment,
Yeah.
like right, like we know that. Everybody,
Yeah.
every fucking body knows that.
Yeah.
Right? We all know that LZ doesn't need FD and FD needs LZ.
Yeah.
We fucking know. We all know it.
Same thing
Okay?
with clutch kickers.
So then this other guy, he has a username that I can't say because I think we'll get in trouble. But it's yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Fuck it. So and then
Yeah, no.
I
don't
said,
say it.
I don't think we should say it. And I said, oh, I know we are for it. And then he said, "Get over yourself, LOL," which was so
That's
weird.
super
Yeah, that
confusing.
doesn't even
It's
make
so weird
sense.
because I was like, why would you be upset? I'm just explaining the context of the clip that you don't have context for, which is by design. You
Yeah.
don't know what's going on
Yeah.
because we clipped it that way, you
Yeah.
know? And so then I responded and I said, "What? Why the hostility? If you watch the podcast, you would understand." And then another guy just said license and said that the other guy misspelled it. So that was a weird that was a weird interaction for me because I didn't understand what that guy was trying to say. He was trying to I feel like he was trying to call me out, but I was like, "Get over yourself."
I was trying to call you out on something like, but it wasn't even what you were talking about.
Yeah,
Right, it has
he was
nothing to
just
do with-
trigger happy.
Yeah, he was just
wanted to
mad.
fucking type. He didn't even read it all the way through.
Oh, this is a good one because I hope this like draws LZ out of the woods. But so this person's name is Just Missouri Things, which is sounds like the name of a bad TV show, but it's fine. He said, "I love LZ, but he still lied to me about going to karaoke at Grid Life Midwest, and I can't forgive him." Okay. First of all,
This man can hold a fucking grudge, dude.
well, I don't know. I would be like, "You're going to go to karaoke?" Dude, if LZ told me he was going to go to karaoke, I'm
I'd
gonna
go.
spot.
Yeah.
Dude, I
I'd
would
be there.
cancel my plans.
Yeah,
I would be
go.
like,
I'd go for
"Honey,
that.
I know that it's a Tuesday, and I know I got to work tomorrow, but guess what? Where are we going? Missouri. You know, we gotta go do the thing. I gotta go hang out with Adam LZ. Holy shit, you know." So it's not featured on this video, which I might can send it to you later. But I said, call him out. So he tags LZ And he's like, I'm still mad that you didn't go karaokeing with me in Missouri. But I guess if you were to make it up to me, I can't remember the exact wording, but he was like, if you go with me, I'll forgive you. And I just did the laughing emoji. I was just like,
What do you say to that,
Like, what do you
bro?
do with that?
like, yeah, he probably gets like 1 million DMs every day.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
all right. Yeah, that's all of them. Those are mostly positive, to be honest.
Yeah, those are pretty good. We didn't get too much bad ones. Probably on the next one after we get the majority of this past.
Oh,
LZ
me and him,
video.
Oh, yeah,
me and
for
him
sure.
getting into a dick measuring contest about Rotaries and LS. We're just
Yeah,
gonna get
for
some
sure.
clicks.
Yeah.
Well, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone starting drifting, and then we'll get it out of here.
Damn, that's a loaded ass question, man. That's
Yes, it
there's a
is.
lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, just do what you want to do, dude. Or dudette. Just whatever at the end of the day, like, is gonna make you love your car, do it. Like, that's the entire reason that we drift, is to love our car. It's to go out on the weekends and do something that half of the world will never even know what that feels like.
Oh yeah.
Like, just go out there, have fun. Like, the number one thing, have fun. Don't throw hate that isn't deserved. Like, just talk shit with your homies and that's it, dude. Like, it's just go out and have a good time. That's all it is. That's all drifting should be. Like, competition is dope. I understand it's a high pace, like, crazy environment. There's still a form of fun in there somewhere for those guys, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, just keep it fun, man.
Well, good. Well, I sure do appreciate you coming.
Yeah, I appreciate
shedded
you
some
having
good
me.
light on some rotary stuff and just drifting in general. But where can they find you at?
You can follow me on Instagram. It is DA_drip missile. Wish I could remember the dude that gave me that name, man. I would give him something. I don't know. I'd give him money or a
Chris Pie
a
5.
car part. Like, I don't know. I'll like sign a broken bumper or something. I don't know. Not that it's worth anything. But maybe one day, hopefully.
All right.
But yeah, man. That's
Well,
it.
cool. All right. Well, don't forget, if you got any value out of this, smash the like button. Go ahead and
Do it.
subscribe if you want to see more from us. We got a new podcast every Sunday, and it drops at 2 p.m. Central Time. So thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Fucking word. Hell yeah.
Sweet.
That was a long boy.
Yeah, that was.
Very
I'm here for it. I had fun. I was just...
No, I had a fucking blast, dude. For real.